And the Electoral Institute Roundtable has held a discussion on the state of Nigerian elections and the way forward. At the meeting, stakeholders are raising crucial issues as to how to fix the loopholes in our elections. And now some of the experts are asking for an urgent action on the amendment of the Electoral Act. Let's now speak to a political scientist on what needs to be done in our elections, and being joined by Dr. Mitula Olasupo, a lecturer at the Department of Political Science and International Relations. We'd like to thank you for joining us on the program. But first, I'd like to get your thoughts, seeing as all the results are coming in from the Supreme Court, upholding several victories of the state governors. I mean, for example, the Bauchi state governor said a number of things, and that was after his victory. He said, to be honest, I was scared that the judgments might go the other way because of the overconfidence exhibited by Mohammed Abubakar. He said, I thought he had been given some kind of assurance by some top powers, though he has faith in the judiciary. So he was a little scared, but he also admitted several legal battles which he had with his predecessor. And he said that it unsettled and perhaps affected governance in the state. So, I mean, it's rather interesting that these are some of the things we can't get out of in cases of election petitions.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, when you look at the Supreme Court judgment in respect of the gubernatorial election in those states, talking about Benue, Adamawa, Plateau, you will agree with me that it was a victory to democracy in Nigeria. Knowing fully well that when we talk about democracy, it can only be good when democracy is intrinsically and instrumentally based on independent judiciary. So when judiciary is doing its job, it is expected of us to ensure that we all support the democratic ethos so that we'll be able to achieve our goal as a nation. So when you look at what happened in those states, you realize that the appellant failed woefully to provide substantial argument that the election was not conducted in compliance with the Electoral Act. So once that has happened, and it is expected of the judiciary, the Supreme Court, to decide on what to do. And that was exactly what we heard from adjudication. And to me, it is a victory to democracy in the sense that if judiciary is always up to the task when it is needed most, playing its significant role, I think it will make our democracy to be more sustainable. And going by the fear entertained by Bauchi's state governor, it was expected. If you look at what happened in Imo State, every other PDP governors had it in mind that if care is not taken, they may lose their seat. So majority of them experienced what I call political panicking, and they went spiritual, if I may say, to ensure that they are able to reclaim their seat.
But Dr. Olasupo, I must interrupt you, because they've also talked about, since their victory, they've talked about extending the olive branches. How sincere and practical are these extensions, especially to those that lost?
Yes, that is where we need to sit down and restructure and at the same time review our Electoral Act. To me, it is not healthy for democracy when the election adjudication has not been decided after 2-3 months in which a particular governor has been sworn in. So to me, it is not healthy. It will make the governor, the sitting governor, so to say, to face the real business of governance. You know, since they have been sworn in for the past 3-4 months now, majority of them have not been able to do what is expected of them because their minds are not settled. They have not been focused on good governance. And if you look at this period, it has gone. There's no way they can catch up with it again. So to me, it is the electorate that are sovereign it. So it is better we revisit our Electoral Act to ensure that every electoral issues have been concluded within a month after the election has been conducted. So if this has been done, to me, the governors will face clearly the business of governance, and there will not be distraction.
You also mentioned the electorate, and we hear that the Electoral Institute is meeting on the election to especially address voter apathy. And we know that low turnout among eligible voters has been, worldwide, is a challenge to democracy. How do you think we can solve this? Politicians have accused each other of perhaps being accountable or responsible for voter apathy in the last general elections. In 30 seconds, how do you think we can solve this problem?
As a matter of fact, if you look at the voters' apathy in Nigeria, you agree with me that they have been caused by two debilitating factors. The first one is poverty, and the second one is bad governance. And both are intrinsically related. They are just like Siamese twins. They have a dialectical relationship. When the political elite are not doing the needful, when the political terrain is characterized by the dominance of unstable personalistic leaders who are not interested in providing the basic amenities for the people, you should not expect electorate to come out and be identified with such public affairs that doesn't recognize their existence. So if we are to solve this voters' apathy, it means our political leaders has to do the needful by providing the basic amenities and also come up with programs that will make democracy to be sustainable. So if they can do and execute good governance, then people will come out to vote and be identified. Then
we'd like to thank you. I wish we had more time, but we'd like to thank you, Dr. Mutula Olashipo, lecturer at the Department of Political Science and International Relations, University of Abuja. Many thanks.